In the midst of everything going on right now, there have been a plethora of new PlayStation 4 game updates and reveals, and that's what we're gonna focus on in today's video. Specifically, we're gonna go over 8 different game reveals and updates. So without further ado, let's get right into it, and let's start things off with John Wick's Hex. That's coming to the PS4 on May 5th, so this has been out on the Epic's Game Store since October of 2019, and now it's coming to the PS4 on May 5th for $19.99. That was announced by publisher Good Shepherd Entertainment and developer Bithell Games. Now, if you don't know what the game is, John Wick Hex is the first John Wick console game inspired by Lionsgate hit action franchise from acclaimed game director Mike Bithell, who did Volume, Thomas Was Alone, Subsurface, Circular. John Wick Hex is a fast-paced, action-oriented strategy game that makes you think and strike like the professional hitman. Very interesting in being a fast-paced, action-oriented strategy game. That's not typically what you see at a strategy title. However, I think the idea with this title was to make it a little bit more engaging and easier to get into, I should say, for a console consumer. That's generally what I got. Created in close cooperation with the creative teams behind the films, John Wick Hex is a fight choreographed chess brought to life as a video game, capturing the series' signature gun-fu style while expanding its story universe. Players must choose every action and attack they make while considering their immediate costs and consequences. Every move in John Wick's Hex feels like a scene from the movies, and every fight contributes to your progress on the job and requires precise strategic thinking. Perform well and progress in the main story mode, which features an original story created for the game to unlock new weapons, suit options, and locations. Each weapon changes up the tactics you'll use and the manner in which you'll play. Ammo is finite and realistically simulated, so time your reloads and make the most of weapons you scavenge on the job. John Wick Hex complements the style of the film with a unique graphic noir art design and features the world-class voice talent of Ian McShane, Lance Reddick, and Troy Baker amongst its stellar cast. It has a really cool look to it, and that's definitely the standout of the game. Wasn't received the best when it came out on PC, but now it makes the transition to the PS4 on May 5th. Next up, here's a game that we've known about for a little while, but now it's been confirmed that the game will be coming sometime in the general portion of 2020, and that is Boundary. We got a brand new trailer for the game as well, and Boundary is a very interesting sci-fi first-person shooter. Now, it's a PlayStation China hero project, which is a genre of games that we haven't seen too many releases out of, but PlayStation is trying to make an impact out of China. This game's also coming to PC, but it's centered around AOs, and they call their armed astronauts AO or Astro Operators, and you'll need to think like one in Boundary. Movement is turned on its head in space. You'll have full freedom of movement, and you aren't restricted by gravity like you are in most shooters. But keep this in mind, as many possibilities as zero gravity opens up, it brings up even more challenges. Many characters in Boundary can be specialized as multi-role combatants. Our experienced AO, Lucas, can act as an assaulter or a sniper specialist, each with its own tactical ability. As an assaulter, Lucas can give himself an shot to strengthen his senses, kind of like an adrenaline shot. As a sniper, he can utilize an auxiliary arm that gives him a stable platform to steady his shot. Every AO has their own active and passive ability, as well as different basic capabilities like armor or health. This gives them their own unique roles in the harsh battlefield of space. Again, the game will be hitting the PS4 sometime in general 2020. Alright, next up, Souls-like action RPG Mortal Shell. This one has been getting quite a bit of attention, and it's due out in Q3 of 2020 for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Awakening as an empty vessel, you will enter into a shattered and twisted world where the remains of humanity wither and rot. Implored to do the bidding of the mysterious Dark Father, you must traverse this tattered landscape and track down hidden sanctums of devout followers. There, in Mortal Shell's most hallowed grounds, you must overcome formidable foes and harvest the sacred glands. You won't be truly alone when the dead litter your path. Shattered across this land are the remnant anima of lost warriors who can be inhabited to gain their unique abilities and knowledge of weapons. The Dark Father is desperate for you to complete your task, but to what end? Throughout the game, you'll discover shells to suit your playstyle. The lost remains of defeated warriors are yours to unearth. Awaken these mortal shells, occupy their bodies, and significantly widen your understanding of different forms of combat. Inhabit a shell and that best fits your style and utilizes their own unique mastery of skills and weapon upgrades. Iron sharpens iron. Combat is strategic and deliberate. It touts a non-linear campaign, deep upgrade path. You'll face haunting foes, and that's something you'd notice right away. Some of these enemies look crazy, and developed by AAA veterans. It's been developed by a coalition of seasoned veterans with an unbridled passion for the Souls-like genre, because you'll notice this is being done by a new studio, so it'll be interesting to see how their debut title turns out. It drops Q3 of 2020. Next up, we have The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 4. Obviously, I have to give this a mention as it's one of my favorite, if not my favorite JRPG franchise running right now. That might be a little bit of a stretch to some of you guys, but Trails of Cold Steel is a phenomenal set of games. Now, obviously, this the 4th game in the series, so you don't want to jump in with Trails of Cold Steel 4 when it does drop in the West for PS4 this fall, Switch and PC in 2021, but this is just more of a reason to start Trails of Cold Steel because now you know that the story of Cold Steel is going to be completed. That was a worry for a while because I was thinking, man, we just got Trails of Cold Steel last year, but is Trails of Cold Steel 4 going to come out anytime soon? And man, they are turning around real quickly, and NIS America will be bringing it stateside at the end of this year. Specifically, we do have a $60 frontline edition of the game that'll include a copy of the game, the Black Records art book, Echoes of Erebonia soundtrack CD, and a reversible box art. The Switch version will only include a digital soundtrack download, but this is shaping up to be a fantastic JRPG and should be a great continuation from Trails of Cold Steel 3, and that game had a pretty insane story, so this one shaping up to be just as great. Obviously, if you've never played the games, go back, play Cold Steel 1, play Cold Steel 2, work your way up to 3, and then play 4 as well when that drops. Alright, next up we have the 2.5D puzzle platformer Airhead, which has been announced for PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC, an adventure through a sprawling interconnected world where you must explore, evolve, and overcome intricate puzzles to succeed. In the game, you play as Airhead, a small body, and the round inflated organism it uses as a head, and while Head is slowly but surely deflating, you have a chance to save its life. To do so, you must use air tanks to keep Head inflated while exploring Airhead's Metroidvania-style world, searching for amazing abilities and upgrades that will unlock new areas and puzzles for you to overcome. On your adventure, it will be up to you to uncover the true connection between Head, the air tanks, and the technology that litters the world, so you can save Head no matter the cost. The game touts exploration, puzzles, and companionship, and a pretty cool art style in this one to round things out. It should be out sometime in 2021, so a long way for this one, but definitely one to keep your eyes on. Next up, we have Neon Abyss, and that's coming to PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC in 2020, a frantic roguelike confirmed for all platforms. Combining furious run-and-gun action and deep roguelike mechanics, Neon Abyss pits you as a member of the Grim Squad, a task force set up by Hades himself to infiltrate the Abyss and defeat the new gods. Death is not the end, as every time you die, you'll find yourself even more empowered than before. The key features of the game: note a roguelite, death is not the end. When players die, they come back more powerful than before, lasting longer with each incarnation. Pets, hatch and evolve pets along your journey give you additional firepower and perks, and then you have unlimited item synergies as well. Random item drops throughout the levels will give players the chance to stack passive effects to devastating effect, and with an almost limitless number of combinations, every run will be unique. And then you've got mini games to round things out. In between slaying gods, mini games such as piano performances, meditation challenges, dance competitions, and more will give players the chance to not only kick back and relax for a second, but provide extra loot too. This one, Neon Abyss, should be out sometime in 2020 for all major platforms, and a demo was available on Steam for a little bit, and it still is available, so if you do want to check that out, it is noted to be a limited time demo, so you can check that out right now. Really dig the look of this game as well. Definitely has an old school look. Next up, we have a cosmic horror first-person shooter in Quantum Error that's been announced for PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4. This one definitely gives you vibes of a game like Alien Isolation. We don't know much about it at this point. It is being done by the developers of Kings of Lorne: The Fall of Ebris, which had a mixed reception, but it had a pretty cool atmosphere, and I think the qualities that they were able to employ in that game, if they can build upon that, developer Team Kill Media can make a quality title in Quantum Error. It'll be interesting to see how it turns out as a cross-generational title, as we're not seeing a lot of these get announced, but you'd have to think a lot of the games that are in development right now are going to end up being cross-gen titles. But Cosmic Horror FPS shooter Quantum Error has been announced for PS4, 5, and PS4. Hopefully this is a game that comes out maybe at the end of this year, sometime in 2021. That is what I would expect. And lastly, we have No Straight Roads. No Straight Roads will launch for PS4 and PC, unfortunately only via the Epic Game Store on June 30th. Publisher Sold Out and developer Metronomic have announced it's a $39.99 price point, and there's also a collector's edition at $70. It notes directed by Juan Hamsmer, lead game designer of Final Fantasy 15, and Diam Dizawadin, I'm sorry if I butchered your name, concept artist of Street Fighter V. No Straight Roads is an action-adventure game that mashes together rhythm-infused combat with a vibrant offbeat world and a killer soundtrack. The game pits two passionate indie rock members, Mayday and Zook, against EDM empire NSR, whose tight grip on Vinyl City is smothering the expression of other music genres. Explore electric districts, face colossal bosses, and lead a musical revolution to uncover NSR's evil intention and save Vinyl City from corruption. Pretty cool look in this game as well, and if you're into music rhythm games, a game with a large focus on its musical direction, then this one's definitely going to be right up up your alley. I don't know if that $39.99 price point is a little bit too high, but definitely one to keep on your radar and maybe get at a discount that'll be out June 30th. And that's gonna conclude this video. Again, a plethora of new PS4 games revealed, and a lot of them look really good. Some of these are going a little bit under the radar, but nonetheless, bringing this information to you guys. That's gonna conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.